Good afternoon, everybody. Hope y'all are doing okay. It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon. A little chilly, I guess, perhaps, and maybe a little breezy. Um, but it's not raining, so we got that going for us. And I hope that it's good weather all over the baseball playing parts of America. It is opening day. Yeah, go Rangers. Yeah, notice the notice the hat here. World champs, yes. I've been a Rangers fan my entire life. Well, I say my entire life. Actually, I was about four. The first first year I started watching the Rangers. Actually, watch is a misnomer. Sat on the porch with my granddad listening to games. So 50 years of misery finally paid off. So yeah, I bought the gold edition hat. Even if they don't repeat, and I know the odds are against it because no one ever does. No one, well, teams rarely repeat. Um, we have last year, so yay, go Rangers. Anyway, all right, I digress. Watching the clock has a lot of different meanings. Of course, there's the one meaning of watching the clock, like old Stanley on The Office. Well, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch the clock, and at 5 o'clock, I am leaving because they are not paying me to be here 1 minute longer. That's my best Stanley, by the way. Um, but then there's other ways of watching the clock. You know, um, staff members when they come to me, I approve their vacation time. I can't think of any vacation requests that I've ever turned down. And generally I look at the calendar, and if there's nothing in the way, and there's almost never anything in the way, I immediately approve it. And then they will try to tell me, hey, I'm taking the time for this, that, and the other, and I'm like, I don't need to know. You know, you've got the job. I hired you to do the job. You're doing the job. You've earned the leave. Take it. You know, same sort of stuff. You need a couple extra hours, so you're going to come in late. Whether you need to take your kid to the doctor, or you've got a guy coming to fix something at your house, or you know one that comes up often is my IT guy will need to work odd hours because it's best to do stuff when our network traffic is lower. Well, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You want to, if you're working remote, I don't need to know if you're working at home. I just need to know that you're working. Go to a co-working space, fine. Work from home, leave early, do whatever you. Bottom line is, I don't micromanage my people's time, and that's the whole point of everything today. Clock watching, whether you're doing it like old Stanley on The Office, or I I once had a boss. 95% of my job could have been done remotely, and this was before, of course, the pandemic, when the entire world changed. Um, 95 at least percent of my job could have been done remotely. She would never let me work remote. Well, how do I know you're working if you're not here? Well, you give me assignments. You ask for X, Y, and Z, and then I deliver X, Y, and Z, and then you know that I did the work because I did the work. I've never understood people who watch the clock in that manner. They feel like they have to physically see you in the office pounding away like Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty. Um, you know, if you either trust your people or you don't, trust the output or you don't. My default position is I'm going to trust my people unless they show me that they can't be trusted. Then I'm going to coach them, and I'm going to coach them, and I'm going to coach them. Um, and at some point, either the coaching takes hold or it doesn't, and then you got to swallow hard and make the hard decision for your organization. But that's not going to change my default, which is I'm not going to micromanage your time. I'm not going to watch the clock. I'm going to watch your output. And I trust myself to make sure that you've got your 40 hours of work to do. I'm going to trust you to get that work done. Now, let's say you know, you're hitting above the curve and you're getting your 40 hours of work done in 38 hours, okay. Hopefully you'll go back to that old adage when I was in food service. If you've got time to lean, you got time to clean. I actually had a boss tell me that once. um, find something constructive to do, you know, maybe take on an extra special project. If if I'm consistently not giving you enough work to get done or enough work to maintain your busy in those 40 hours, well then shame on me. Shame on me, or kudos to you for getting it work done, getting it done in less time than I think it should. You know, if your coworkers are not having to pick up your slack, if your customers, where in my case our customers are, we've got several, but the two biggest ones are our licensees and the public that they serve. As long as we are getting the jobs done that they need us to get done, then you're keeping them happy. I'm happy with you. And remember, flexible work is going to be the future. And stop watching the clock. Don't be a micromanager and don't be like Stanley. All right. Y'all have a good one.